Hey y'all, welcome to Racing Crafts and Sensational Stamps. Today I'm going to make a fun little shaker card. I'm going to try and straighten that out a little bit. There we go. I already did a few steps. I pre-made my shaker part just because it takes so long. I just use a photo sleeve and my We Are Memory Keepers fuse tool, and I just used a bunch of confetti I have in my stash, and then I used the Miss Kate Cutables Easter flowers for the frame and the piece cut out of my pattern paper because it's just easiest that way. And I used the Silhouette pen holder, a Sharpie marker, and the Jonda, I think it's Jonda, Spring Flowers and Fancy Script fonts. And then, of course, the focus of our card is this adorable frog here. He is from Hoppy Easter, or Hoppy Spring. Hoppy Spring, my bad. I'm going to double check that though, because now I'm thinking, I got my brain going a different way. I wrote it down. Yes, the Hoppy Spring set. And it comes with this frog, a turtle, and a snail, and a bunch of sentiments. And then all kinds of different faces, or eyes. It's really cute. So, that is where we're at. And for a list of supplies and measurements, click the information bar below for a link to my blog or a link to all of the design team blogs based off of where you are watching this. So let's go ahead and get started, and we'll get this card put together. I did use this layer paper, my matte layer, to cut my frame out. And then I just cut around to make it so that you couldn't see any of it sticking through that flower. So, I'm going to put my frame on first because it's so tiny. Yeah, it's really tiny. And I'm going to use some art glitter glue. And we'll see what happens here. Ah, come on. And I'm just going to put a tiny little layer of this glue around, around this frame. I managed to get through most of it, and then I went ahead and marked which way was up because the flower isn't symmetrical, so it did matter. And I had a really hard time because I didn't anticipate my frame being so small, but it turned out to be that way. So I'm going to turn this over and give it a good rub. You know what, I'm going to grab my card base and put over it too, just so I'm not hooking any edges or anything. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in and, you know what, I think I'm going to do this way because that gives me a little breathing room as far as the, yeah. That's what I'm going to do. Okay, so now I'm going to grab my ATG gun, and I'm just going to attach my little layer piece here. to my matte layer right there. There we go. And now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to glue around my shape here. Just like that. And then I'm going to put the shaker element, I try and kind of even it out. And I'm going to press that down. And I'm going to set this aside and give it a minute to dry. When I push it down, I try and make sure the majority of my sequins are kind of over that window. Because this way it's a little tighter squeezed as far as your shaker parts go. So I like to give that a little room. So I'm going to grab the rest of my pieces, my card base and my inside. And all I did for the inside was just, I used the little spring image to do the little vines. And then I just, oops, I'm not even on camera. I'm so sorry, guys. And then I just did hopping by to say hi and tell you I'm thinking of you. I thought that was a nice spring kind of sentiment. And I have somebody in mind to send this to. So it's even better. Okay, so now I'm going to pull this shaker piece back in, and I'm going to grab my big roll of foam tape, and I'm going to just cut off a huge length of it, and then I'm just going to double it up. Just like that. And I'm going to go ahead and peel the backing paper off. And I'm just going to run this around my edges. And I'm going to grab one more piece of my adhesive, or my foam tape here. And I'm going to go ahead and double it up again. And the whole point of the foam tape is to give that shaker just a little bit of room to kind of shake around a little more. So I'm going to do the inside down here. And if you had some foam, like fun foam, you could do this a little easier and just die cut your shape out of fun foam. Whoops. And do it that way. There we go. And I'm going to cut a couple pieces to slide in there. And I want a few to go down here because Otherwise, that part won't get glued down when I put it on my card front. Okay. And I'm going to put a piece there, maybe, if I can get it to stop sticking to me. Okay, so now I'm going to turn this whole piece over, and I'm going to center it on my card front the best I can, and just push that down. So then there is our shaker part. Super cute. And now we're going to grab our frog, and I want him yeah, kind of like that. Put him in the corner. And I'm just using some of this art glitter glue because it holds really well. And I'm just going to push the frog down just like that. And that's our card today. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see you guys next time.